Boys down in the MULVANE. This is comedy extravaganza. Elijah Graves. We've got Casey.
Get ready to get started. We will be streaming this live on Streamer's Office on YouTube. It's happening right over here. And welcome all the comedians tonight. Everybody ready for a good show? Here we go.
Okay, we have Elijah Graves. Welcome, everybody. I'm Sugar from Sugar's Office. We're doing a live podcast right now, so you could get famous. We got Casey Quick right here in hometown. We got James Howe. We got Eric the Prophet. Of course, Elijah Graves. I don't know why he put his name in the middle of that shit. He should have been there. Megan Welsh. Give it up for Megan. Derek Alders. Okay, I know you guys think I look really high. Believe me, I am. Okay, so let's get that straight right now. I'll be drunk by the time the night's over. So we're going to kick it off. Casey's going to get up here right now. You ready, Casey? Where's Casey at? Come on, baby girl.
Hey, everybody. I know I look like everybody's mom tonight. I'm not your mom, though. That would be weird. My name's Casey Quick, but my maiden name is Kirk. So if you combine the two, I'm Casey Quirk. Fits me very well. My mom's even written me checks to Casey Quirk and then just laughs. Oh! I just got married 4 months ago. Thank you for that. My kids, actually, the first marriage was a disaster and the divorce was really rough. And my kids came to me and said later, Mom, what if you meet someone that hates us? Like really hates us and you really like him? And I said, oh my gosh, I would totally say get lost. Kids, because I'm keeping this one, and the first one wasn't so good. Luckily, I married a man that really loves my kids too, because dating sucks bad. Anybody dating in the dating pool, especially once you're past like 35, 40, it's awful.
55.
Well, go for gold. So I'm at a bar one night. Guy walks up to me and says, I know you. I remember you from when we were like 18 sneaking into bars. Don't do that if you're underage. We didn't do that tonight, right? So I'm at this bar, and he says, oh my gosh, I remember you. And I said, yeah, I remember you. You're a twin, right? You and your twin used to work, play wingman to each other. I don't remember your name, though. He said, well, I'm David. Well, David, it was nice to see you. 10 minutes later, hey, Casey, I do remember you. And I totally had the hots for you the whole time we were hanging out at bars. I said, well, that's really nice to hear. No, you didn't. You fucked every one of my friends. You didn't give me a second look, but it was nice seeing you. So he goes on. About 10 minutes later, he comes back. No, seriously, Casey, I'm loaded rich now, and I would love it if you would go to dinner with me. I said, oh, that's such a nice thing for you to ask me, but really, David, I'm fine. I'm going to let you enjoy your evening now. And so I go on. The next thing I know, here he comes again. No, seriously, I have to confess something. I have a really tiny penis. But I can do magical things with my fingers. I said, damn it, David. If I'd have known that before, I'd have told you don't bother. Because you have a tiny penis and I have a giant vagina. This is never going to work. But I married my husband because he never pushed. He was very gentle, never pushed my hand down toward his penis, never pushed my neck down towards his penis. I think that's a winning quality. Because women, don't you agree that by the time we reach the age of consent, we know if we want to touch or kiss a penis, we will. You don't have to encourage us in any way except for taking the trash out or buying us nice things. My so helpful. Seriously, every time I'm doing something, do you need help? Do you need help? And I just want to know from the other women in the audience, does anybody else have to stop doing what they're doing to help their man help you? Where's the pepper? I need the pepper, honey. Okay, I'll find the pepper. The next thing I know, I'm 30 minutes into a rabbit hole into our cupboard looking for the pepper with him because he's buried it in the back of the cabinet. Well, we go on a lot of trips. Sorry, honey. Thanks for being such a good sport. We go on a lot of trips because I do travel for business. And on one of these trips, we're at a bar, and the most amazing thing happened. I ordered my beer, and the bartender opens up a drawer with beer in it. And I said, honey, we need one of these drawers. He said, honey, we have one of those drawers. Quit putting vegetables in it. All right, fine. It's now a beer drawer. And then this last trip, I work my ass off on these trips. Sometimes 12, 14, 16-hour shifts. It's on a cruise ship, so I can't complain too much. We go back to the room, and I said, oh, I just want to put my bathrobe on, sit out on the balcony and relax a while. And he goes, I really thought you were going to go somewhere different with that. I said, where'd you think I was going with it? And he goes, I really thought you were going to say you wanted to put my dick in your mouth. I said, when would I ever say that? He goes, you've said that before. I said, yeah, maybe when we were dating. Anyway, that's my time. Thanks.
Let's give it up for her pretty good. One more time. Give it up for her. She's looking good. Hey, is this your first time, Casey? This is Casey's first time, so not bad. Come on. James, are you drunk or are you ready to get up here? Okay, James is coming up. James out, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for him.
That was really good. Can you hear me? I think I can hear me. It's all the way on my chin, man. I can't turn the switch back on.
He turned the switch off. What's up, everybody? That was pretty good. Somebody buy Casey a drink. Seriously, that was really good. Good job. I'm glad to be here. Now I'm worried. I'm like, oh, I gotta make him laugh now. What's up? I don't know if anyone recognized me from last time I was here, but if you do, I have some of the same jokes, so you can go smoke a cigarette or something. But yeah, I don't know, I guess I'll give a little history. When I was a kid, I had an uncle, and he was missing a finger, and my dad always told me that he lost it in the war, and they replaced it with his penis. Yeah, so he was really good at writing his name in the snow. And like, I was just a kid. I was like 5, 6 years old, so I just kind of believed it. Never asked my uncle. I was scared. He had a really cool train set, and I wanted to be able to play with it still. So I was like, I'm not asking him about his penis finger. There's no way. But yeah, then I got to thinking about it, and like, when I was a kid, I believed a lot of ridiculous stuff. Like, I wholeheartedly thought I was from another planet. And I couldn't tell anyone, because then the government would come get me and take me off, experiment on my brain, and then like deport me to space, and then build a wall between America and space. And I was like, I want to see my family again. I take that back. I take it back. I did tell one person, I had a friend, and he was from Lebanon, and one day he comes up to me and he's like, hey man, I have to tell you something. I'm an alien. And I was like, no shit, me too. It turns out we were talking about totally different things. Yeah, we didn't get to play with each other. That sounded weird. We didn't get to hang out with each other again. It did. That sounded really weird. This is the age of sexual harassment. You can't fuck around saying weird things anymore. And I do it all the time, so I'm in deep water. You know, I'm walking on eggshells. But yeah, like one of my friends the other day came up to me and he's like, dude, they caught another rapist. How many more will there be? And I don't think they're going to run out. I think they're going to keep coming. Yeah. Yeah, let that sink in. It was so weird because I never even knew who Harvey Weinstein was. I'd never heard that name before. And so when all this happened, I had to follow him on Twitter. He's like, let me find out. Yeah, it's pretty bad. And now every time I see a movie that says Weinstein, I'm like, who got raped to make this film? I know it was somebody. And I noticed that Quentin Tarantino made all his films through Weinstein, which seemed a little fishy. Because I watched Inglourious Bastards recently, and I was like, there was only 2 female roles. Like, something's weird with that. I got some questions for you. Somebody take me to Tarantino so we can have a sit down. You'll like that. Yeah, one of my favorite ones was Matt Lauer. Y'all know the NBC dude? Yeah. Here's the dude from NBC. His whole thing, he mailed one of his interns a dildo to her house. And I was like, come on, that's your move, man? Like, what's wrong with you? Just send a dick pic. That way she doesn't know that you know where she lives. Come on. Yeah, and it backfired because the internet sent him a whole bag of dicks. So, I hope he's happy. The best part about Matt Lauer is that he's the guy that interviewed Larry King for doing the exact same thing. I found that out and I was like, oh, the whole interview, Larry was sitting there like, you're next, motherfucker. They're gonna get you. He's just, I know what you did. That's my best Larry King. I don't even know what he sounds like. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what he sounds like. You guys just confirm that for me. Man, and then who is it in Alabama? Oh, Roy Moore. And he didn't end up winning, so maybe this isn't as quite true, but he seemed for a while there like the O.J. Simpson of sexual harassment. He was like, if it's the age of consent, you must acquit. And they were like, all right, we can't go after him. Then he lost to a Democrat in Alabama, and everyone was like, can't believe it. It's not that funny? All right. It's really not. Rape is not funny. It's never funny to talk about these things. But what is weird is that it seems like shortly after all the sexual harassment stuff started, that's when the government was like, let's shut down the internet. Let's take it all away. Did you notice this net neutrality thing? It popped up after people started getting accused. I was like, oh yeah, they don't like Twitter anymore. It was cool for a while with Donald Trump and his 140 characters of gold. But now they're not about it. I'm going to tell you guys, that was really the only bit that I came here tonight to do. But he was like, you got to do some more time. So I got a little more for it. And it's a little off topic. We're done with all the untasteful stuff. How about that? Be a little more family friendly, although I see the kids have left. But yeah, let's talk weird family friendly stuff. Let's talk about pets. Who's got pets in here? 1 table, 2 tables? Oh man, this is not about you or your pets. But I don't understand it. I don't get the whole pets thing. Like, I guess it's because I'm allergic to like all animals and trees. But some people come up to me and they're like, you know, my pets are my family. But my grandma never shit on the floor. I never had to change her litter. And some people are like, my pets are my kids. I'm like, do you change their diapers? I don't put diapers on my pets. They go outside. Well, do you let your kids shit outside? How about that? You're a toddler? I don't know. I don't get it. You know what? All right. Yeah, you can publicly urinate here. That's crazy. I'm from Wichita. They don't let us pee outside. I'm jealous. It must be like a real popular thing, too, because they got signs on this bar, like, no public urination. This is the one spot where you can't do it. They told me last time, they were like, yeah, you can just pee anywhere, just don't look weird about it. I was like, fucking, how can I not look weird when I'm pissing outside? Because I'm not used to it. Yeah. I guess this is a farming community. My grandparents had a farm that I visited as a kid. It's not funny, it just came to my head right now. But yeah, it's weird, like, some people with pets, I don't even think that some people like, especially their dogs, because I deliver pizza, and every time I go up to the door and the dog barks, they start yelling, and they're like, shut the fuck up. They yelled at us, and I'm at the door. I'm like, whoa, you know, I'm scared now because I have to give them food and take their money. I'm like, you shut up. I brought you home from the shelter, and I can take you back. I'm like, oh, man. So they come to the door, and I'm like, yeah, it's 1672, and give a piece to the dog. He's earned it. He deserves an apology, man. That's crazy. It is a weird... How come, does anybody here, how old is your dog? You have dogs? You look like a dog person. And dog ears, he said it. What is that?
Yeah, what is that?
No, that's, seriously, nobody, you ask somebody about their cat and they're not like, this is my cat Scamper, he's 3 cat years old. They never say that. And I get it, it's harder. Cats have dying lives. It makes the sentence longer. This is my cat Scamper. He's 3 years in his second cat life. Okay, get out of here. I'm way too allergic to cats to be talking to you right now. You probably got hair on your coat. It's going to get in my eyeball, and I'm going to have to rinse it out for 20 minutes in the back of shop class. Does anybody take shop class? They had those sinks. You know, it looked like somebody put a vacuum cleaner head out of the ceiling, and you're like, water comes out of there? I was afraid. If I got acid in my eye, I would not use that. It'd take your whole eye out. I'd rather have a little burn than lose a whole eyeball. I only have 2 of them. The science isn't there yet to give me a new one. I hope it will be one day. I want to leave this body and enter like a machine one that can dance good. I haven't. You want to see my one dance move? This is my one dance move, and I call it, I'll tell you what I call it after I do it. This is it. I call it walking like a pimp. Yeah, nobody here hopefully ever knew a real pimp. You obviously did because you were like, no, that's not how a pimp walks. A pimp has more of a limp and usually a cool cane with like rhinestones on it and a purple jacket, which you don't have. I do have a purple jacket. It's at home. I left it. It's not as warm as this one, so sorry. I apologize for not bringing the pimp clothes. I'm so glad I got to do that stupid dance move. Now every lady in the room is like, this guy ain't shit. I'm not. I pretend to be funny all the time for fun. This is what I do for fun. As long as you pretend I'm funny, it works out for both of us. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, the dog ears thing is so weird. But I just figured, if we're going to compare the dogs to something, let's compare people to something. I just found out that I'm 18 sea turtle years old, which is old enough to smoke underwater. Yeah, if you can get the lighter to work. I hear they have some phosphorus torch that welders use, but I don't know. I failed that class. Okay, let's go even further, like all the way to space. Like, this is my cat Scamper. He's in Neptune year .003 of his 3rd intergalactic cat life. Some people in here are high enough to get that joke. They're like, yeah, bro. I know. Yeah. He knows what's up. He's been there before. He's like, yeah, sometimes I go outside and just stare at the sky, man. Because I can do that. Yeah. It's trippy shit. You stare at the stars and you're like, whoa, it's like I'm inside of a dome or something. The Earth's not flat after all. I'm traveling through space on a giant rock. There's a giant rock that NASA just found that they think came from somewhere else in our galaxy, and it's kind of shaped like a dick. And they're like, how did this rock get that shape? It's so phallic. Did something create this rock? I'm like, yeah, there's aliens out there whose dicks look exactly the same as our dicks. There just has to be. I don't know. No? Nobody thought about this before? Am I the only one who's thought about alien dicks? I'm going to stop smoking weed tonight. It's over. I'm going to rehab tomorrow and to change my ways and get my shit together. You guys have changed me. You've been a great audience. I'm learning about myself up here. I hope you're learning about yourselves. I hope so. It's important. Being an individual who makes progress. I don't know. I don't make any progress. Clearly. Let's see. Thinking if I have any more animal-related stuff. I do. It's kind of pizza-related, too. I was delivering pizza one time. And I saw this house with 6 beware of dog signs. So I was like, why do you need 6 signs? Come on. So I walked around back to find out. And they've got a bunch of schnauzers. I've seen Westminster Kennel Club dogs that are scarier. The whole haircut, the grooming, they're trotting down the arena, whatever you call it, when dogs walk on it. And then I thought about it, and I was like, maybe they're little people that live there, and the dogs are terrorizing them, and those aren't warning signs. They're a cry for help. Somebody's got to save those little people. Get the fire department. They've got ladders or something. Or maybe a leash you can put on a small dog. Does anyone have that? Maybe the dogs are so, like, just the right size to where no regular leash fits them. Maybe that's the reason these dogs are winning. Reminds me of, I don't know if this crowd is a little too old or not. Anybody here watch Rick and Morty? Yes. Yeah. It reminded me of that episode with the dogs in Rick and Morty where they take over. Yeah, that was scary. We need to treat our dogs better. Let's feed them real food. How about that? Let's give them meat like they're supposed to eat. Yeah. I can tell this isn't going that well. Just so you know. They told me to do a certain time, and I was like, yeah, I got it. That's really, that's pretty much all I have prepared tonight. So unless y'all have a topic of interest you want me to just bullshit about, I'll take suggestions.
She said 6.
She did.
What, 6? The number?
Yeah, 6.
I like 7 a little better. You want to know why? Because 7, 8, 9. Oh! No one's heard that before. Gold. No, seriously, my favorite number is 17. I always use the number 17. No idea why. But if I'm like trying to come up with a random number to say, I'll just be like, yeah, it was like 17 alien dicks that looked like human dicks. It's my favorite number. I just always go to it. Somebody's like, you got any money? I'm like, yeah, I got $17. What's up? Even if I have 20, it's better if you have 20 and tell them 17 because they don't expect as much. Yeah. Is somebody going to take this mic from me or what? I'm done up here. Thank you. You guys have been great.
Give it up for James guys. So we're going to keep this fucking I'm glad, I'm glad we're going to get to this. I am not wrong with and see, there you go. The sexual harassment thing, look at me. I am sexually harassing more women in this world. And see, I used to say, bitches. But that is not good now. Now I don't like to look at women. I don't want to talk to you motherfuckers. I don't want no part of you. You understand? Unless you roll up on me and say, I want to suck your dick, it ain't fucking happening, Jack. You understand what I'm saying? Because I got a little bit of money. A little bit. I like to keep that fucking shit to myself. Okay?
Amen.
So let me get the fuck off here. Erica Prophet, ladies and gentlemen.
How's it going tonight, everybody? I don't know how to follow that up. Like, wow. I mean, I will take requests all the time. So, how's everybody doing tonight? I like this lighting up here because it changes my color. And so you guys don't really know what's happening with me. Like most people, when they first meet me, that they come up to me and they're like, so what are you anyway? And I'm like, a human? Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And they're like, no, like, who are you? Like, what are you made out of? And I'm like, oh, okay. And it's really weird when you just meet somebody and they roll up on you and they're basically saying, you know, who had to fuck to make you happen? That's really personal. Like, I don't know if I should answer the question or not, so usually I just pull out a photo of my parents, show them that, and be like, this is how I got here. They're like, but yeah, okay, so your dad is black and you're white. I'm like, yeah, I'm mulatto. And they're like, a mulatto, a cookie. And I'm like, no, not mulatto, a mulatto, half black and half white. It's very confusing, but just so you guys know, like, I will be your half black token friend, you know? Like, everybody has that, you know, token black friend. And I was that person for the white people that I knew up in Bel Air, like growing up. Except they were too scared to have a fully black person, so they just went half price and started hanging out with me. They were like, this is still acceptable. Like, my parents will let her come over and hang out. But it's still edgy, so maybe we can learn a little bit of that, you know, spice. And yeah, it's weird. It's weird. But I'm just letting you guys know I am doing a sale right now, so if you need a token half black person for the holidays, I make a great dinner guest. I had a very interesting conversation with a guy that I worked with, and he was Asian. He didn't know English very well, and he may have or may not have had Tourette's. It was very strange. But the first time I ever spoke to him was at a Super Bowl party, and he came up to me, and the first thing he said was, "You like Obama?" And I'm like, do I like Obama? I was like, I don't really like to talk about politics, like, straight out the gate with somebody. But I was like, yeah, I guess. And he was like, no. You like Obama. I'm like, oh! Yeah, I am. I'm mixed just like him. So it's really weird. I was like, oh, first he brought up politics, now he's brought up race. I don't know what to do. It was very awkward because we kept watching the game, and every light-skinned black guy that came on the screen, he was like, oh yeah, like that, like that. I was like, yeah, man, just like that. So he started sending me messages online, and I never responded to these messages, but I kept them, not because I was interested, but I just wanted evidence for work. I was like, this is going to be interesting. Let's see what this dude's going to talk about. And the first thing he said was, it was so nice to meet you. It was almost like seeing a preview of a movie. I saw this preview and it makes me want to watch the whole film. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm like, wait, you said ugly? Like, I don't know how I feel about that. And then he's like, if it's a bad movie, then I'll just fix it and make it good. I'm like, oh shit, no. I don't need somebody telling me what to do, Daddy. I don't know, something about foreign guys. They go for it. They have nothing to lose. What are you going to do, say no? They've heard it before. That's what I do in my philosophy in life. Like, in Wichita, there's always construction. There was construction downtown one day. I'm walking along the sidewalk, and it's blocked off. They got the little do not cross tape, and there's some guys pouring concrete right there. I was like, man, I don't want to have to cross the street. So I just rolled up on one of the guys. I'm like, hey man, mind if I cross through? And he was like, what? No. And I was like, come on, man. He's like, oh, okay. And he lifted up the do not cross line. I ducked underneath it. I'm like, VIP, VIP. And he's like, oh shit, watch out, because I almost stepped in the wet concrete. And I'm like, oh no. And then I'm like, VIP. You know, what are they going to do? Say no? Ask for what you want. But, you know, just be careful about what you say in bed, because it gets awkward. Guys these days, they don't know how to communicate. And they've heard, you know, all of those cosmopolitan freaks have told them that, you know, communication is good in a relationship. So they try and take it to the bedroom. And they're like, you like that? Do you like that? I'm like, yeah, I like that. What do you want from me? Obviously, I like it. Or I would have been gone 10 minutes ago. I'm still here, aren't I? And so it just gets weird. He's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And before you know it, the Kool-Aid guy just bursts in the door. He's like, oh, yeah. Just be careful when that happens. You don't know where that nozzle has been. You know, it's weird. But this guy, okay, so he wants to direct a movie of my life. And he starts sending me more messages. And it just gets really, really weird. And he writes me this poem. And he says, Erica, 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 the pearl of Wichita, more beautiful than Miss Kansas Sloan Lewis. I was like, I'm thinking, who's Sloan Lewis? And for those of you who don't know who Sloan Lewis is, she like Obama. Yeah, it's very strange. So I know what this guy is like. He actually ended up getting replaced at my job. He got sent to a new station because he harassed me so much. I'm kind of proud of that moment. Secretly, I'm like, oh, I got somebody kicked out. You know, people are like, I don't like sexual harassment. I'm like, I kind of do. Like, I do it every day to my coworkers, and they do it all, like, I don't know. Like, I work for the government, so it gets weird. Yeah, postal. It gets postal up in there. We're very open. So I was off from work for several months this year, and I'm a mail carrier. I have a normal route, and my customers know who I am, and they're used to seeing me. So I'm walking around one day, and I've been off work for a couple months. Myrna sees me. She comes out on her porch. Old people, they don't have anything to do but like talk to the mail person, because that's all they see every single day. So they just like wait. And they'll tell you if you're on time or not, which is weird because we don't have a time frame. I'm like, am I late? Oh, shit. Must be Christmas. So she comes outside, she's like, I'm so happy to see you, I've missed you. I'm like, yeah, it's good to see you too. She's like, it was weird. There's a whole bunch of black guys delivering the mail. I was like, oh no. She doesn't know who I am. I was like, but don't tell her, because Christmas is almost here, and I'm a hustler. I want those presents. You know what I'm saying? I'll lie about it. I'll be whatever nationality you want me to be. I'm a transformer. I gotta get this money. Anyway, what else is going on with me? Oh, yeah, shit's got real weird. Is everybody done eating? Yeah, shit's got real weird. So this time last year, I actually had a sewer line in my house bust in 2 places. And if you're a homeowner, you gotta take care of that shit on your own. It's not fun when you're broke and you're sad and you don't go to work because you're a depressed, sad girl and it's wintertime. And you're not going to work, so you don't have the money to just like get someone to fix it. So you wait until you get that check. And the check takes a little longer than you expect it to. And you don't have a sewer for 8 weeks. Nothing can be flushed or put down the drain. So you think of alternative ways to make this happen. Let me tell you, people, you don't know what life really is like until you've had to shit in a bag. Okay, it was wintertime, it was cold. My thighs were not, somebody was like, just shit in your yard. I'm like, I'm not going to shit in my yard in the middle of winter. Plus my thighs aren't that strong to do this, like I'm going to need support. Like, I don't want, it's just, I'm not well equipped to do that. And I was like, well, someone else was like, get a bucket. And I was like, yeah, but I'm a lazy, sad girl. I might just let that shit fill up before I take it out. You don't want a whole bucket full of shit in your house. That's a little too much. So I was like, okay, we're just going to go to Quick Trip. It's around the corner. I can go to Quick Trip every time I need to take a poo. And sometimes you have Mexican food, and sometimes it's 2 a.m., and sometimes you don't want to drive or put your slippers on. So you just get out the bags, but it's got to be Dylan's 2-ply. Because you don't want that shit to leak. And you can't put it over the toilet because it hangs too low and then the bottom of the bags will be wet. So you have to put it over the bathtub. And you sit on the side of the bathtub. But you gotta have your ass back far enough that you're not shitting on the bathtub. I told you, I warned you. I warned you. Shit's getting real. And it's weird because I'm 34 years old. I know where my asshole is. Like, things have been around there. So I'm like, yeah, I got this. I'm just going to let you know, if you ever run into this crisis in your life, just put the bag up a little higher than you think. You never know which angle things come out. this has been on my mind a lot because this happened this time last year, and it was, a sad, unfortunate event. It's really hard. My dog takes after me. She's the one that I bonded with. They say that the person that you hang out with the most with, you start to have the same attributes and do the same things. So that's me and my dog, because that's the person I spend most of my time with. So when I'm sad, she's sad. When I'm smoking a lot of weed, she somehow finds it and then eats it. And then she gets sick and she throws up. Actually, last night I went to Molino's Mexican restaurant. Stopped by Warren's Bakery and got some empanadas. Oh, shit. I left that out. This morning, all of it was gone. 2 giant empanadas and a muffin. I was like, damn, bitch. You didn't even leave a car. There was no evidence at all. I was like, she's just like me. She got high last night and just got the munchies and wanted to eat this. But, like, it's weird because I got her, and she was a rescue dog, but she wasn't potty trained, so she was shitting in the house a lot. And it's unfortunate, when you're a sad girl, because you don't want to pick that up. So when she poops, I'm just like, I don't want to touch wet poop. So I just let that shit dry out for 2 or 3 weeks. So nobody wants to touch wet poop. And I'm a super sad girl, so I just let that shit dry out. But then I had this incident. I'm a middle-aged woman. I've been around things. I've had experiences. I was watching TV one day, sitting on the couch with my dog, and I had to fart. Yeah, I'm a woman and I fart. My dad, for some reason, didn't believe that woman farted. My mom lied to him, when they were dating, and he also didn't believe that we pooped, that it just came out of our pores and disappeared. I was like, that might be more gross. I don't know that I want to be leaking poop out of my pores. That's not very sexy. Anyway, so I had to poop, and I was like, let's just make it happen. And so I farted. And it was like, wow, that was really satisfying. It was a nice fart. Felt good. And everybody likes their own brand. You don't fart and go, oh, gross. But if someone else farts, you're not mad because it stinks. You're mad that it's not your own brand. You're like, who the fuck is farting around me? I'm used to, if I fart, I'm cool with it. Because I'm like, it's my own brand. Everybody likes their own brand. You're like, yeah, that was me. Someone else farts in the room, you're like, that ain't mine. Get that out of here. It's just scary. But I was sitting there, and it started to warm up. And I was like, oh, no. Okay, folks. You know what the word shark means? You do, don't you? And everybody's quiet, but they know what it means because it's a real term, because real people do it. Everybody does it. If you haven't, you probably will. So I was like, oh man, I gotta make moves to the bathroom. I'm in my PJ pants. I didn't wear the tight, what are they? What are they called? You know what they're called. Yoga pants. I wasn't wearing yoga. I was wearing loose fucking pajama pants, and I'm waddling in the bathroom. It's not that far. Trying to make it in there. Oh shit! Some of it fell on the floor. I'm like, oh no! And my dog, she looks over at me. She's like, "See, I'm not the only one." I just have a question though, how long should I wait? When should I pick that up? Because how long does it take for that to dry out?
2 or 3 weeks.
Nobody's liking the shit jokes, huh? Hey, man, you have to laugh in life because all life is comedy and tragedy. The funniest things in life are the most true things in life. So you gotta look at the silver lining. You may be shitting in a bag, but Eli told me that Dylan's is doing a recycle program. You buy the food there, right? Am I right? You buy the food at Dylan's, you take it home in the sacks, then you shit in the bag, and then you return the bag back to Dylan's, and then they just, they recycle it. It's efficient. It's their new program. I love you guys. You guys are the most timid crowd, but inside you're laughing so much. I love you. Have a good night.
Hey, what a problem. Give it out for this lady. Oh, fuck. Shit jokes are always funny. I don't give a fuck. Because I'm going to tell you what. I'm 56 years old, and I've never trusted a fucking phone. You know, if I'm near a fucking toilet, I ain't farting. Fuck it. Because you know what? I was shitting myself. Fuck. I drank too much whiskey and too many tacos last night. God damn sure. Oh, shit. I done shit myself. Okay. Sorry, man. Fucking Erica Bravo, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let her fucking lose. And I'm sorry. James threw me off. James, that motherfucker said, we're making the fucking microphone. He was like, oh, okay. I'll come get it. And then I figure all about it. So give it up for James one more time, guys. Very funny guy. Sorry, James. You fucked me all up. Everybody says, don't you have a green light when they're done? No, motherfucker. Well, it's green right there. I guess I'm done. No. And that son of a bitch right there is fucking. I'm telling you. If I was on acid right now, I would be having so fucking much fun. Woo! I would be this fucking stage. I'm telling you. You fuckers be fucked for the rest of the night. I'm telling you, stand over here. Look at the pretty fucking lights. Okay. It's because I've done acid before. Imagine that. During the drug, I ain't done motherfuckers. I am old so much. I was on cocaine for a year. Did spent $40,000 in my retirement. No shit. Hey, but I've been clean for 14 motherfucking years. How about that, fuckers? Yeah, 14 fucking years. Because you know what? If they're in a pile of cocaine as big as this fucking room, fuck it. I just stick my nose in. I had somebody go, you want to do a little boat? They had this little tiny bag of cocaine. I was like, bro, shit, motherfucker. Well, you stick on your girlfriend's butthole, banger, or what? Because I ain't drinking enough to get up my nose. Shit. We ain't playing Scarface fucking on. So, okay. I digress. I'm sorry, I just need to remember. That's kind of what I do. If anybody knows Sugar's office, you know. So are you ready to get to my co-host on Sugar's office? The amazing June, Elijah Blaze. Yeah. Wow. The cheers got louder once I got on stage. Like, I think I remember him. He was funny before. Give it up for your host, Joe. He's never done this in his life, if you can't tell. Am I like buffering up here? I said give it up for him, and like 3 full seconds later, everybody's like, oh yeah! Fuck is that? I don't know. Give it up for yourself for being here. One of the shows had to be the bad one, so here we are. Fuck yeah. Give it up for Erica, who was just here before me, shitting in grocery bags. She tried it. I don't care what you're saying, but you're making it hard for my old mom to hear right by you. So shut the fuck up. Sorry, my mom and her friends, just because they're hot doesn't mean they're young and can hear. Your life has been a lie? Well, did you grow up in MULVANE and not leave? Probably is. I didn't read you like a book. I looked at that mullet you're hiding under that trucker cap, and I was like, this motherfucker never left. Not even for the weekend. It's fucking... Huh? You're saying that because my hoodie has a Wranglers logo on the back, right? Yeah, I don't fucking know. This is actually a hoodie for a skate shop. So I gotta have to tell you, you tried to, you went for it, like, didn't the Wranglers suck? Like, Probably they're from Wichita. Like fucking so are all the comedians here tonight. We get what we fucking get.
Hey, we love your pants.
Huh?
We love your pants.
Yeah, who's the real fan?
Who's the real fan?
I love the Wranglers.
You love the Wranglers?
Yeah, right.
Then shut the fuck up and cheer for my hoodie. What kind of wacky point are you making over there? I don't know what you're talking about. You got your fucking goatee for the first time, and now you got your big boy pants on. I'm gonna harass the comedian tonight. I'm going out with the band, and I'm gonna be funnier than the faggot on stage. I tell you, I'm gonna fucking do it. How old are you? Do you even know what last call means? Like fucking you're 19 over there. Don't blow your cover by being a loudmouth. I can do this for my entire set. I don't have any new jokes. I don't know if anybody's seeing me tonight. If I can just harass you until you cry and get your brother to come and beat me up, I'll fucking do it. Good night. You're sitting with Hunter, so I'm sure you're kind of cool sometimes. That's. Yeah, Erica's shitting in bags. Boy. The thing is, like, whenever she was saying I told her about a recycling program, that was all bullshit. I never told her that was a good idea. I get way better ideas than just take it to bill. Like, that's not me. But I can't, as many times as I've heard her do that whole bit, like, I can never stop my heart from breaking when she's like, I have to shit in grocery bags. Because I'm like, fuck, if you run out of grocery bags, you gotta go buy groceries to get more grocery bags, and those groceries turn into poop, and you're just like, fucking, why? Like, it's just a never-ending cycle. It just never ends. It's like, maybe I'll just get bananas this time. And you're like, they make me shit smoother. Fuck! Like, now it's just a more pleasurable experience, but I'm still shitting in the bag. It's like, start fucking a plumber. What the? Go on Craigslist, suck a little plumber kick, get that sewer line fixed up real quick. And I'm not being sexist and be like, if you're a woman, you got a problem, just suck some dick. No, like, I got my parents' plumbing done. I sucked 2 dicks, got all of it done. You guys ever heard that pineapple makes your jizz taste better? Jizz? Yeah, jizz. Do you have that in the kitchen? She's like, jizz, I never heard of it. It's like, oh, it was on my plate. Yeah, pineapple makes your jizz taste better. People are saying this, so I tried it out. Like, I'm with my girlfriend, I'm eating some pineapple, and then I start jerking off, and right before I come, we reel me back, and I jizz in my mouth. Pretty much tastes like pineapple. Like, it works. Yeah, I like my own jizz. Who doesn't? Everybody likes their own brand, Erica said. You guys, come on. I have ADD. I can't stand up here and tell jokes that work 50% of the time with you guys talking over there. It's hard. Unless you guys are talking about how funny I am, then add me on Facebook and let's be friends forever. I don't know. I'm bisexual. I'm not saying I'm attracted to men. I just believe I can do anything I set my mind to. There's nothing gay about a can-do attitude. The fact, I'm an American citizen. I was told I could be anything I want to be. So when somebody's like, could you be gay? I'm like, fuck, probably. Fuck yeah, I'll wear that shit. I'll be the best gay person you ever see in your fucking life. I'll be sucking dicks at mad speed. They don't even know they enjoyed it. I don't know, bisexuals get like a weird time. I had a nephew that recently came out as bisexual to his mom, my aunt, and she called to tell my mom the news as if it was news. She's like, this is blind. My mom, she's as cool as me. She's like, so? My mom's like,
Talking to my son sounds like everybody's sucking dick down here. So, I don't know what you're upset about. We're in Kansas, we're behind the times. Your son's probably sucked more dicks than my son has. Like, we're in Kansas, we're 6 months behind. He's in Vegas. You know how many more dicks you suck in Vegas before I get wind that it's cool? But I had a friend that came out to her parents saying that she was bi. And the first thing that they said is that we didn't raise you that way. She's like, I'm bi, I like women too. We didn't raise you that way. Which was a fucking weird thing to say to your kid, because pretty much all they're saying is, we raised you to like cock, and only cock. This is a cock-loving household. Your dad made the switch. That's what we do here. You like vagina, you get up. Okay. They recently passed a tax bill, got some trickle-down economics happening. We're just going to wait for those sprinkles, aren't we? Yeah. Just give the rich tax breaks. They'll give it back. Don't worry. That's what rich people do with money. They just give it back to poor people. Trust me. It's going to work out. Trickle-down economics. What that used to be called, the philosophy of economy or whatever you want to fucking call it that they had, it was originally called horse and sparrow. And what horse and sparrow means is that if you feed a horse enough oats, when it shits on the road, there's going to be enough oats in that turd for the sparrows to eat. And they called it that, and it's funny because they straight up called it that, explained it that way, and tried to sell it. And then it's even funnier, people bought it. People were like, all right, cool. So that means like the people that support trickle-down economics literally think, like their philosophy is poor people can eat horse shit. That's what it means. Some of you are like, I voted Trump, can you just leave me out of it for tonight? I mean, that's fine. You voted Trump, you're right, you didn't know any better. Fucking doing your best. You just didn't want Hillary with that smug fucking look on her face on your TV every day. I'm not right wing necessarily, but Hillary, goddamn, she looked like a fucking mean cunt, and I just didn't want her. I didn't want her eating my country. Fucking Donald Trump, at least he's a buffoon. I drink specifically, exclusively with buffoons. Fine, let him run the fucking country. Run it into the ground. There's too many people in here acting like they don't fucking know what's going on. And also, I mean, Trump becomes president, I start to panic. Now I'm drinking more. I'm paying more into the economy. It's like, no. They call it a disease, alcoholism, and it's happening again. That's how I deal with the stress. People are trying to bitch about Trump going golfing because he bitched about Obama going golfing, and now he's golfing more than Obama ever did. And everybody's like, he shouldn't be out golfing. He should be president. He should be out there doing his job. And these are people that are like left wing. My friends that are against Trump, they're like, he shouldn't be golfing. He should be doing his job. I'm like, no, like fucking let him golf. Make him golf all fucking night. As long as he's not being president, just keep him fucking going. Keep him on that golf course. Put some stadium lights up on that motherfucker. Get him high on cocaine. Get him on a fucking bender. He's just playing golf for fucking 4 years straight. He didn't do shit. Let's fucking go with that plan. That's fine with me. In fact, let's do that with every president. Who's tired of having a fucking leader in general? You just elect some fucking pussy in a suit to make decisions for you? You weak pieces of shit? What the fuck? Why aren't we just killing everybody in a fucking tuxedo right now? Like, what the fuck? Why are we all just following a bunch of rich people that are promising us shit that they're not going to fucking deliver on? Either side that you're on, you're just voting for some rich motherfucker who gives 0 fucks about you. You know how you should know? Because you don't give 0 fucks about them. You don't care about them. You don't care about their well-being. They don't give a fuck about yours either. All of us just want to fucking party. That's it. No matter what country you're in, no matter what color the fucking government tells you to take a gun and point at, you're just shooting at people that just want to fucking party. That's fucking everybody. So that's why I say instead of dropping bombs on countries, we just load helicopters and fucking bombers up with with fucking ecstasy and just have them just spray fucking nations down with ecstasy, and the next helicopters come in just pumping techno music. And then all of those countries have been like, what the fuck, we can't eat bacon? Why? I just want to fuck everything. Like, you want world peace? Fucking party. That's how you do it. The longer you spend with your thumb up your ass asking for permission to party, the longer you're just going to feel fucked. And it's because your thumb is in your ass and your thumb is in your I pretend to be smart, but I don't actually know anything. A couple people clap, and it's like, see, that's how Trump became president, is because you get drunk and you clap for a fucking moron who doesn't stop talking. I was saying, like, there's a good number of you in here that I just brainwashed into thinking like me for 5 minutes. You don't think I could do that for an entire campaign? The fuck? I need another beer. Oh, fuck yeah. All right, trickle down economics is working. This beer's full. Well, fuck yeah, I'm not going to sit up here too long. This night's not about me. Give it up for yourselves, get it for all the comedians tonight. We're going to get your next comment up here. Oh, actually, yes, we have a special guest. I'm going to go ahead and announce this next one, Joe, because I didn't tell you that she was going to come. Everybody give it up. I love this woman to fucking death. Everybody give it up for Jay Shanice.
Look at him. He want to die on top of me. You know that, right? He got that old man dick. You feel me? He said, God damn you, babies. I said, Daddy, you want to die on top of me? Hey, put me in the world first. Listen. We're going to listen to Eli talk about Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Eli. I don't want to give a fuck. It's over now, you know? So I want to talk to you guys. I mean, has anybody talked about dick tonight? Yeah, what about pussy? How good pussy is. See, he's looking at me because he's like, oh my God. You want to see my ass? Listen, Daddy, listen. I'm a dickologist, okay? And I think you got a big one in your pants. Listen. This show is going to get real nasty. Eli's mom, you had a beautiful son. I'm going to fuck him one day with his girlfriend there. Now, guys, yeah, I'm a hoe. I'm just a alcoholic. I'm still recovering, okay? You guys, I would suck dick all the time if it tastes like a cherry bomb pop. Hell yeah. But it tastes like skin. You know, see, these country white boys, y'all think they don't like black girls? They be on Tinder watching. You feel me? They be swiping right like a motherfucker. You know? Got the head in the picture and shit. You know what I'm saying? Swipe right real quick. I like big girls. I like girls with big asses. You know, like they might want to not like me. Listen, I've been on Tinder, you guys. Who's on Tinder? How's your because, you know, Tinder be wanting you to pay. I'm like, dick is free. I'm not paying for shit. I'm swiping to the left or the right. If you look like a serial killer, I'm swiping to the left, okay? If you got a gun or a knife in your picture, I'm swiping to the left, okay? Listen, you guys, quit putting up pictures if you got a belly like Santa Claus. Stop it! You know, I met some cuties off of Tinder. I fucked one too, because Tinder is a hookup app, right? So you can fuck on there for free. And who's seen Get Out? Have you guys seen Get Out? Oh, I got a funny story. I went out with a white boy and we went to go see that movie. I said, isn't this movie awesome? He said, fuck no. But whatever. Listen, I got some dick the other night. It was so fucking good, right? He stuck it in and a bitch went into the sunken place. I said, oh shit, I'm about to stalk you. Oh my God. Oh my God, it was so good. He fucked me for like 2 hours. I know, bitch, I picked it over. Touch my toes. Still crazy, you motherfucker. Listen, I was doing just like that, bitch. I said, no. Oh, he was uncircumcised. I said, I'm not sucking your dick, you nasty motherfucker. Your mama should have cut that shit off. That's when it pays to be a Jew, right? Hey, don't fuck with me right now. Who has kids? Anybody have kids? See? Right there. Where you at, girl? Kids? Nobody? You know what? Y'all are lame. I started early. I started fucking early. I started masturbating early. I knew I wanted to get. Don't play with me. Listen. I got a 13-year-old and that little motherfucker act just like me. I said, who the fuck are you? She said, I act like you. I said, bitch, you sure right. I told her the other day, I said, I had a bad day. Can you please go walk to get your sister from school? She said, so you had a bad day, so I got to go pick up your daughter? I said, yeah. She said, I hope you get out of that bad mood because you got to cook dinner in 2 hours. I said, you're right. Now, pussy is great. I never had it. I tasted myself. Listen, look at him. I don't know if he got a girlfriend, but how old are you? Oh, you're young enough to break a bitch's back. Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. You ever been with a black girl? Have you ever been with a black girl? Oh my God. I'm not going to be your mic. Oh my God. I'm so excited because you know we're going to keep going and going and going. You know what I'm saying? Oh, daddy. You been called daddy before? Oh, doesn't? What you want me to call you? What you want to call you? You want to suck your dick and you call me your little black slut? What you into? I don't know why you guys are putting me on this stage because I don't got no fucking common sense, okay? I don't have no fucking common sense. I'm trying to be good. But listen, ladies, how many of you get your pussies waxed? You get your pussy, you don't look like you get your pussy waxed, no? She do not. And who is this to you? She don't get her pussy waxed? No. Let's move around. Fuck that shit. That bitch got a hairy monkey. Okay. Listen, I'm fucking with your girlfriend. You look good. I see you come out there and I said, oh, that bitch kind of cute. Listen, she ain't got no ass, but she got the face, so we'll keep her. Listen, I think I got the best pussy out here. Like, seriously. I'm fucking him tomorrow because he gonna die. I want him to have one last night. You know what I'm saying? I want him to have one last night. I see Bailey out here with the beer and shit. I'm seeing. Yeah, I see him. Look, he getting some pussy too. I'm putting myself on the market. You with the beard, I'm gonna sit on your face. I ain't playing tonight with y'all. Look, my friend is like, please girl, please black girl, don't fuck with me tonight. He's looking at her, she's gonna fuck with me, but I'm not. You're cute. You're definitely, I would have to be on top. And, you know, but that's okay. Definitely. Oh my God, listen, I'm gonna leave y'all alone. But I want you to get your pussy waxed. I got some coupons in my purse, okay? Listen, you could be having that hairy monkey girl. Listen, I need you to, okay. I know you're in Kansas, right? But you need that pussy waxed, okay? He don't want to be eating that shit and you poking him in the face. You feel what I'm saying? Listen, that shit needs to be smooth. Get your ass waxed too, okay? Listen, girl, we're going to talk later. But I'm trying to get his phone number before I leave. What side of town? You live here in MULVANE? Where you live at? Oh, shit, you in the military? Benefits! Me and my kids about to win! Oh, shit! Oh! I thought I hit the jackpot with Eli being Jewish! And we got a girlfriend so we can share. You know, she sucked his dick on Monday, I'll take Wednesday. But he's in the military. I'm fucking the shit out of you. Listen, where you from? Pennsylvania? Oh, in the East Coast? Daddy, oh, daddy. Yeah. Now I'm done talking about dick. I'm gonna get off this stage. I wasn't even supposed to be on this motherfucking stage. But I came. You know what I'm saying? So, MULVANE, I had a good time. There wasn't no cops when I came off that motherfucking highway where they be sitting and shit. And the Casey's never had pepperoni motherfucking pizza. I'm done. I'm fussing. I'm fucking fussing right now. But Eli, the host, who's coming to get the mic? Grandpa. Come here. grandpa. He about to die in the day. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to be about to hard. Jesus Christ, I love ladies and gentlemen. See, man, he's got to jump her all up. The fuckers are right. Jason, see, that's my football, see, I'm falling in love with you. I don't shit. I will write my checks. I will max out my fucking credit cards. Whatever the fuck you want from this other motherfucker, you got it. Shit, let's look at this shit out. I ain't no dummy. Shit, this motherfucker already up this up. Motherfucker left the room. So let's get Maggie Welch up here right fucking now. Before we fuck up the room, everything. Oh, I thought we were it's one of my favorite people here.
Thank you.
Enjoy this.
Give it up for Joe! Hello, man, yeah! Woo! Comedy! Give it up for Jay Shanice, that was dope! It was awesome. It's too bad Joe blew all his money on cocaine, you know? Because I feel like he'd spend retirement if I could every night. That's awesome. What? This is my second time doing comedy here in MULVANE. Yeah, I'll fucking brag right off the bat. This is the second time in MULVANE. It's amazing. Thanks for cheering. 2 people are like, alright, whatever. It's fine. No, I like it. It's cool. I was like, second time, man, I better dress up. Better get fancy, you know? This is important. This is important shit. I like it. This is a look I like to call jazzercise instructor by day, burglarizing the upper class by night. See it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. TV out the door. Let's do it. 10 more electronics, ladies. Let's go. I don't know. I was lame. I get to do some traveling a little bit, not always just to MULVANE. Sometimes in comedy, I get to go other places. I was in Arkansas a week ago, bragging, keep it coming, let's do it, love it. I was robbed by a homeless crackhead when I was in Little Rock, Arkansas, so that's my baller status. The lowest member of society's food chain hoodwinked me in a Holiday Inn parking lot. So, yeah, I was passing through Arkansas, passing through Little Rock, and I decided to pull over and stop because it was getting late. I thought, I better rest up, finish my journey. Good morning. So I decided to stop at a Holiday Inn because I feel like that's a respectable establishment, right? Those are good places. They got free Wi-Fi, free hot breakfast come morning time. It's respectable. It's a lot better than staying at one of those methed out trucker hotels. You know what I'm talking about? The ones in the middle of nowhere. They're always called something like the Cowboy Inn. But the Cowboy Inn sign has palm trees around it, so it's real confusing. It's like, am I going to get an umbrella in my Mai Tai? Or am I going to drink beers in the parking lot with a trucker named Carl and listen to all the racist names he's ever named his pet? I don't know. It's a fucking gamble. Let's do it. No, that's called sketchy. Thank you. So I decided to go to the Holiday Inn. And that's my head there. I pull up, I get out of my car to smoke a cigarette, and I'm blind, and that's when a homeless man emerged from the shadows, like they sometimes do. And he approached me, and he was, okay, first of all, I don't know for sure that he was homeless. That seems judgmental, okay? I was just putting some signs together. First of all, he was dressed like a homeless man might. And by that, I mean he was wearing strictly Daisy Dukes that evening, nothing else. Yeah, the weather was just like tonight, but he was fine. Just walking around. Second of all, he kept saying the world was his home, so I just put 2 and 2 together like I'm Detective Olivia Benson and I'm solving a rape. Sounds weird. And I was like, oh, hey, that's cool. And he approaches me, and he walks up to me and he's like, yeah, what's up? My name's Pork Chop. You want to chat? I was like, you're goddamn right I do. Let's start with that nickname. I want to know how you earned it. Is it because you like pork chops? If not, don't spare any details in this story. I want to know every single bit. And he walked up and he's like, yeah, let's talk. So I'm smoking a cigarette. We decided to talk over a course of 1 cigarette. I find out everything you could find out about a human being. Right? In the course of 1 cigarette, I found out that he went through a messy divorce a few years back and his ex-wife would suck a dick. It's a quote. I found out that he'd spent some time in county from stealing air compressors. And I found out that the devil talks to him through streetlights. So, yeah, we pretty much covered everything. I put out my cigarette and getting ready to go in, and he was like, hey, man, I just need you to know I'm not loitering, okay? I'm just hanging out and waiting because I go to rehab across the street. And I looked over, and sure enough, there was a rehab facility.
And I was like, oh man, that's awesome, good for you. And maybe there was disbelief in my voice because it was like as if he felt like he needed to prove to me that he did in fact attend that rehab facility. He proceeds to yell out at a group of guys smoking a cigarette outside and just goes, hey man! And one guy nervously turns around and was like, hey, what's up? And he was like, nothing. See, yeah, man, I go there. I was like, oh shit, yeah, it's obvious, Pork Chop. You got a real connection to the community there, man. He's like, yeah, I do. Anyway, you want to smoke some crack? I was like, what's rehab? 5 minutes? Where is your sponsor? I was like, no, dude, I'm good on crack. And he said, are you sure? And then he pulled out a crack pipe and he hit it right in front of me. You know, just blew like a little air with it. I was like, that's ballsy. Do you understand the balls it takes for a person in Daisy Dukes in 20-degree weather to walk up to a complete stranger, smoke crack in a Holiday Inn parking lot in front of a complete stranger that just turned them down flat when they offered to share? If someone offers you free drugs, you offer someone free drugs and they turn you down, you probably need a new drug. I don't turn down free drugs ever. I was like, no, dude, I swear, I'm good. But I tell you what, I'm going to go into this hotel, drink a pint of whiskey, and stalk my ex-boyfriend's Facebook page. So I don't know, maybe in an hour I'll be a different woman, you know? Right on the verge of a mental breakdown. One that may smoke crack later. Let's rain check. I go into this little hotel and I check in, and it takes like 5 minutes tops, you know, check in. Come back out to get my luggage that was in the luggage rack on top of my car. The luggage rack is now gone. It's just frayed pieces of rope of where it was once tied to the hood of my car. And I assumed it was my homeless friend. With what he cut it down, I don't know. You know, there's not a lot of room to hide a knife in Daisy Dukes. I'm just saying. I just assumed he cut it off with his teeth. That's crackhead energy. And I go back into the hotel and I tell the clerk, he's like some 20-something-year-old, and I was like, hey man, I was just robbed in your parking lot. And he walks to the back office and he checks the security footage, and I just hear him yell out, oh shit man, you were robbed. And he's watching a battle rap video on YouTube. I was like, that's some empathy, Holiday Inn, that's my belongings. And we go back and we look at this screen, and sure enough, it was my homeless friend. He had pulled something out of them short shorts, cuts my luggage rack off, and then just drags it into a forest, because Arkansas is beautiful. There's forests everywhere. Just drags my shit off into the abyss, you know, to start a new life. Wearing my panties. I like to imagine that he's still in Little Rock right now, you know, he's just wandering the streets with his big-ass scruffy hair and his scruffy beard. He's wearing my Keds and my skinny jeans. He's got my Bob Dylan concert t-shirt on and my flannel. He just looks like the dopest hipster in Little Rock right now. People don't even know he's a homeless crackhead, man. They got mad respect for him. They're like, oh shit, man, that's just Pork Chop. He loves Bob Dylan, dude. He wears that t-shirt every day. He's like, oh shit, man, Pork Chop's the coolest man I've ever met, man. He's so cool, he doesn't even listen to the music on vinyl, dude. He just hears it in his head. Now all his crackhead ramblings just sound like he's waxing philosophic on some neighborhood dive bar patio. He's like, man, they say this is democracy, but it's really an oligarchy. Meant to keep the poor man down. Can I get $2 and a cigarette? The devil talks to me through streetlights. So, oh shit, Pork Chop, you're deep, and your lavender thong's hanging on you. I mean, fix that. I've been on a real jazz kick lately. You guys like jazz music in here? Yeah, the oldest guy in the room. I love jazz, dude. Jazz is my shit. I couldn't love it. I love all the jazzes. Which sounds like I don't know shit about jazz. I do. I love my jam lately is smooth jazz. Because that's the sexiest form of jazz music to me. I don't know where that comes from. I think it's somewhere within my deep crush for Mitt Romney. I fucking love that dude. Dude, and that's not a joke. I'm really sexually attracted to Mitt Romney, man. I'll take a Mormon underwear and all. Let's do it. I don't know what it is, and when I fantasize about making love to that Salt and Pepper Daddy, all I hear is the sounds of a sexy smooth saxophone. So now smooth jazz is just it. That's the sexiest jazz music has ever gotten to me. And I found that it's actually helped me find my own inner sexiness, you know, discover that, my own confidence. Ladies, here's a trick for you. Men, too. I don't know what your confidence issues are, but you can use this, all right? If you're feeling low on self-esteem, just put on any smooth jazz album. And then all you have to do is drink 3 bottles of red wine, boom, insecurity out the window. It's amazing. So you're like, that's called being an alcoholic, bitch. But no, that's a formula I have tried. You can't do 2 bottles, okay? Because then you have some inhibition left within inside you. You might start dancing sexy for a second, but then you're gonna catch a glimpse of yourself in a mirror and be like, why should I be dancing like this? Because I'm fat. 3 bottles, boom, you'll start feeling like you're dancing sexy. I mean, you won't be dancing sexy. Someone will probably call a paramedic because they're going to think you're having a seizure. But you're going to feel sexy, and that's important. And it has to be red wine. You can't go willy-nilly with ingredients. You can't do smooth jazz and white wine because now you're just tired. You want to take a nap. You can't do smooth jazz and bourbon because now you're just sad and doing house chores. Crying over laundry and packing your kid's school lunch, you know? Leaving him creepy little melancholy notes for his lunchbox, like, try hard in school today, buddy. Youth is fleeting. I wish I would have tried harder, but I gave up on my dreams 9 years ago. Happy 9th birthday, love, Mom. Can't do that. Now I was at the lunch table the next day, like, why does my turkey sandwich taste like tears and depression? And you friends that night, like, oh shit, Mom just drank bourbon and listened to Kenny G. Never mind. Gotta be red wine. I'm telling you, you can find me looking the most white trash version of myself I've ever looked. I could be wearing some Tweety Bird pajama bottoms, a pair of Crocs, and like a Blake Shelton tour t-shirt. You give me some red sauce and a Kenny G album, and I'll be like, I'm the fucking sexiest person in this world. I do back bends over laser beams guarding diamonds like I'm Catherine Zeta-Jones in Entrapment sexy. Yeah, I will attempt it. I turned down sex for the first time in my life. That's how good I feel about myself. I'll be like, you see this? You ain't the only one that wants it, man. There's 100 dudes out there lined up waiting for a piece of this shit. Why don't you check out my pajama bottoms? Look at the crotch. Are they buttoned or they unbuttoned? Yeah, that's right, they're buttoned because my pudding shop's closed. He's like, what the fuck is a pudding shop? Never mind, you're disgusting. Don't tell me. It's gotta be red wine. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't know a lot about wine, okay? I'm not a connoisseur, look at me, okay? I don't sip and smell, alright? I know very little about wine. I know basics. I know red wine, right? Sexy wine, pairs well with beef. I know that there's a white wine, pairs well with chicken. It's great after you drop your kids off at soccer practice. I know if you don't want to spend more than $12, there's a pink wine out there for you, which is a fucking scam because you just take your red and your white and you mix them together. Baby, you got pink wine right there. That's blended colors 101, baby. And no one's going to notice when it's in a beer bong anyway. I know that if you're not so pretentious that you don't mind buying your wine based on the color of it alone, there's also a convenient fridge-shaped box out there for you. It's amazing. It tastes like Kool-Aid. It pairs well with sausage and eggs. Yeah, you can drink it at breakfast. It's fine if it tastes like juice. You can try it the next time you're at brunch. If there's brunch in MULVANE, you can try it. Just ask your waiter, do you guys have any Franzia in the house? Because I feel like a nice 2017 sunset blush is really going to make the Tabasco and my hash browns pop. Let's do it. Keep them coming to my Uber gets here. Or bring my kid an orange juice. He's thirsty. Here's something I think about when I'm high. Here's the jokes I think about when I'm high. Really, this is just the rest of my set. It's not like a particular one. Don't get excited. If I was a black jazz musician, the name of my first album would be Something's in the Cocoa Butter. If years of habitual marijuana use left me paranoid, the name of my second album would be like, fuck you, man, something's in the cocoa butter. I like to tell that joke with my friends when we're high, and if we're really high, sometimes my friend will look at me and be like, but what if you were white? I'm like, oh shit, then that joke's not as funny, but let's try it. You guys aren't a jazz crowd, so this is probably a bad idea. If I was a white jazz musician, the name of my first album would be, man, I can't play the fucking trumpet on heroin. If 10 years later I put out another album, let's say a sexy duet album, maybe mainly love songs, the name of that album would be, I haven't seen my kids in 10 years because of certain allegations with minors. All right, no, you don't get it. There's a lot of molestation with jazz musicians. Anyway, we'll move on. Aversion
therapy gets a bad rap. You guys follow this? Yeah, I guess if you're gay, it fucking sucks. But like my boyfriend and I have been using it to keep my kid off sugar. It's amazing. Yeah, now we just stock our house full of candy bars and Mountain Dew, and whenever he asks for some, we give him a little, and then my boyfriend punches me in the face. Yeah. Now he just associates sugar with a chaotic and traumatic childhood. You guys are like, that's fucked up, but I'm raising a sugar-hating feminist right now. I just wish he would quit crying at birthday parties, you know what I mean? I was hanging out with a friend the other day, and she came up to me and she was like, hey Megan, I really want to introduce you to my coworker. And I was like, oh, is it a girl? I have to tell you I'm straight. She was like, no, it's a dude. His name's Angel. I just thought, you know, like, he's so gay and fabulous. You guys are really hit it off. You have so much in common. And I was like, what do we have in common? And she was like, you both love Beyonce. So that's it. That's not a lot. That's it. Just one artist. That's it. We can't even listen to one. We got how many albums is that? That's not a lot. She was like, no, I'm just saying you guys have really hit it off. And that's when it struck me. It's like really weird that we use gay as an adjective when we're introducing people, but we do it all the time. It's like, this is my gay friend. It's my friend so-and-so is gay. This is a gay bar. We don't do that with straight people. No one's like, hey, this is my straight, possibly bisexual friend Megan. Wait, why'd you say possibly bisexual? I was like, I don't know. I just watch Roseanne with her enough times. She gets really weird when Jackie comes on the screen. Which, by the way, ladies, Roseanne is a great barometer for your future female sexuality. If you haven't figured it out, watch Roseanne. See how you feel, you know? Are you into, like, season 1 Becky? Then, you know, you're probably asexual. There's nothing out there for you. Are you into later Becky? Then you're probably poly, you know? They'll mix it up out there. Maybe you'll experiment with your roommate in college. You into Jackie? You're probably bi. Oh, you're into Darlene? Go get yourself some cargo shorts and a polo shirt, because you're a bulldog, bitch. I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just saying I hope you like the taste of Bud Light, because I have a feeling you're going to be buying it by the bucket. It's weird, we don't do that though. We don't introduce straight people like, this is my straight friend, it's weird to me, you know? And I feel like it's like, we don't need to put that out there, you know? No one cares, like what your sexuality or what your sexual preference is, you know? Like, I don't feel like if someone's sexuality is so important to you that you think I need to know it like right off the bat when you're introducing them to me, then why all the wording, you know? Why not just give them a cute little nickname, something that tells me their sexual orientation and also saves you some time? Just call them buttfuck. Then I know you're talking about your girlfriend. So oh my God, Megan, you totally need to meet my coworker, buttfuck. You guys have so much in common. Whoa! Hey now, once a year on my boyfriend's birthday, let's have a picture of margaritas. Why don't you hop off your high heels, Karen? 2017, Angel's the new French kissing. That's gross. That's gross. I'm just saying, sexuality isn't pertinent to a conversation. You don't care about that. I don't care about your friend's sexuality in conversation. It's not important for you to lead with that. Not unless you're telling me a story about a guy giving blowjobs behind a 7-Eleven dumpster. Then it's going to be really important. It's going to be a real tone setter for that story, that's for sure. Because if you tell me he's straight, now I'm imagining some recently divorced dad just laid off from his job at the factory, you know, just trying to put food on the table for his 2 children, one weeping blowjob at a time. If you tell me he's gay, I'm like, oh shit, he's just doing what he loves. You go, bro. You will not let location get in the way of your desire to give another man a PJ. That's awesome for you. So, sexuality is important in context. I don't care what your sexual preference is. I don't care what your sexual preference is. I mean, the only exception is I guess your sexual preference is raping people, you know? Then you might want to lead with that, but like, oh, Megan, you totally need to meet my coworker, Andrew, he's a total rapist. Then I feel like I have some ground to stand on, and I'm like, you know what, I don't want to be judgmental, but I don't think I want to hang out with your friend Andrew. He sounds like a real jerk. Sorry, that was a rape joke, and that was uncalled for words. I saw the way you were dressed, I thought you were asking for it.
I like relationships. I've been thinking about relationships a lot, and I think there's a really weird part to them to me. Like, I don't understand them completely. I have a boyfriend. We still don't understand each other, you know? We're still trying to figure that stuff out. I think the weirdest part to me for relationships is that first 6 months, you know? When you're getting to know somebody, and you're trying to figure out if you like them or if they like you. And about that 6-month marker is when you have to unveil that awful, disgusting, vile piece of shit human you have inside you. And we all have inside of us. We have disgusting habits we do in war alone that we would want no one else to know about, you know? I had the flu last week, and I was watching The Office, and I had to blow my nose. I didn't have any tissues. I blew that shit in my hands. And I kept watching. I used the remote and everything. That's gross. I would not tell anybody, except strangers, that I do that. Nobody know when I want sleeping with me. I don't floss my teeth with my hair, but I did on the way over here, okay? It's gross. Weird kinky shit that you're into. You don't want to scare anybody away too soon with that. I don't want to be like, hey, I need you to pour that Kool-Aid slower. I need you to look more like blood, and I need Bob Cherry to be playing in the background. Sorry, I should have told you I wasn't in that band sooner. It's weird. When is the best time to do that? When's the best time to unveil yourself to someone, you know, and be like, please don't run away. I like you. I think we can make this work. I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I think it's probably after you get married. You know, lock them down first. Lock them down. There's no, and I mean literally right after, like wedding night, honeymoon night. Let that goblin roam free. Because no one, if you make a big enough deal out of the wedding, is going to wake up the next morning and file for a divorce, no matter what you do. And you could kill a hooker on your wedding night, and half the females in here would still be like, I don't know, I just spent $4 grand on that some bitch. I had family flying from out of town. Fuck it, get a shovel, we'll make it work. Just saying, I hope a man marries me someday, you know? Because I want that freedom, and I want to be honest with somebody. Shit, I'll fart in your face on the wedding night. I don't give a fuck. Not at that point. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. You didn't know I did that? It's because I've been holding it back for 2 years. Well, I used to go into another room and I farted into a pillow. I called it a silencer. You have no idea. It's disgusting, I know. But while we're being honest and you're down there, why don't you go ahead and kiss my beehole and call me John Candy, because surprise, I'm into that shit too. Yeah, you heard me right. I'm into role-playing, specifically John Candy films. Let's start with Uncle Buck. I'll be Uncle Buck. Just give me a second. I'm going to get a V-neck sweater, a cabbie hat. I'm going to light a cigar. Shit's going to get weird for you tonight. But don't worry, if something's in it for you, come morning, I'll make big-ass pancakes because it stays in character. Alright, that's all I have time for you guys tonight. Thank you. Give this back to you, this guy.
Can you believe me fucking shit? Maybe you tell me shit up tonight, right? Oh, I really love the Megan Rush. She used to be my co-host on the podcast, and I'm going to tell you what, I miss this girl. And right now, I'm actually kissing her because her mouth was all up on those pneumonias. So it's kind of like looking in her mouth. She was doing it anyway. I had somewhere else in the car, but I forgot where it was. Too loud. But these black ladies, they're looking at a threesome over there. I got everybody videos this Christmas time. Let's get this shit happening, Jack. Okay.
You're gonna die tonight.
Huh?
You're gonna die tonight. I'll put this ass on.
I'm gonna die tonight? I want to die with your ass in my face. Fuck yeah. Suffocate these motherfuckers right here. Because I want some pink dark chocolate. Oh shit. No. If you don't get, we don't get the, does that take like 2 big of those jeans? Huh? Is it too loud or too big? Is it medium? Okay. Nice. I think it is. Megan Rush! Baby girl, you kick fucking ass. Big old for Megan. Come on, guys. Be there for that girl. She crazy as fuck. And she does have a nice boyfriend. He's not good. I don't know. He has something about that. Okay, so we're winding it down. This is it. You ready? This is your. Don't get all pushy over there, goddammit.
Woo! Let's go.
Oh, this motherfucker, I'll tell you what, wait, come back up here. And see, I know the fucking lie, so. Kirk. And then, no, come on over here. No, get up here. Okay, the next 5 pictures.
5 pictures of Bud Light.
For the next 5 pictures of Bud Light, you get a hat. How about that? And okay, and you guys don't even know why you're fucking here. Let me explain this. Because you know all the fuckers that have missed out on this. The reason you're here is this is a benefit from Wichita Children's Home. So now, here's the challenge for you fucks that are here. Because we ain't got shit in that goddamn bucket, okay? Our fucking bucket is empty as fuck. We've been on Facebook, we've been on Twitter, we've done it on the podcast, we have done everything we could. And this gentleman, Kurt McPhail, right? See how you like the way I pulled that around my ass. High as fuck, Kurt McPhail. This is the first night I've ever met him. The minute that we said, hey dude, we want to do a deal for the Wichita Children's Home at your bar for this comedy special. And he said, fuck it, I got it. What you can do right now, go make a donation, write a check, or donate whatever you want. Because he's going to give you 2-for-1 dinners, okay? But you know what? You can have 2 fucking free dinners, because I'm going to take care of the other one. So now, this is Sugar's Office Podcast, and Uncle Rose Tavern. You can have 2 fucking free dinners. Go put something in there, goddamn. That's all you gotta do. So goes on. And the next 5 goddamn pictures of Bud Light, you get a fucking hat. So we kind of slow things down a little bit. But oh, you chocolate, you looking at my dick, ain't you?
I can't see it.
It's on the right. It hangs to the right. Sorry. Any picture?
That gives her number.
You know, you give her your number because she's about to get laid tonight. Because if not, somebody can get hurt.
I want to die tonight.
You can have the whole stack of hats if you just take her out back real quick.
Oh, this is very Maxie too.
I already know.
Oh shit! Have you ever had any chocolate? Huh? Come on, my boy. Come on, give it up. You ever had any chocolate? No. Oh shit! Real tight, motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you what. You get you a popcorn, you will never do the fucking same. Why do you think I'm so fucked up? Huh? I'm 56 years old, motherfucker. My first piece of dark chocolate was 15 years old. And I'm like, ain't never been right since. Shit, I'm gonna tell you what, you might get down there and lick that chocolate though. Front and back. Front and back. You get her in the shower and you get, oh shit. You get her in front and back, Jack. You look at that little girl one time, she will never leave you. I'm telling you. That woman will love you for the rest of her fucking life. Hello. Okay, I'm sorry. Get the fuck out. Ladies and gentlemen, your next comedian. He's trying to fuck shit up. Give me that one in the front. Did you guys have fun? And you gonna get you some pussy, man. She's looking at you. She said, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna stick this big old ass on his face. Oh, God. Woo! You got a long tongue? You got a long tongue? Can you think you can get up there? You ready? You think you're man enough? Come on, get it up. You scared, weren't you? Look at you. You just too right as a motherfucker. I'm telling you like a goddamn ghost right now. You're scared. You stole that pussy, don't you? That pussy gonna hurt you, boy. Shit. I'm gonna tell you now.
It's your show, babe.
Oh shit, we got people going. You got 2-3 dinners coming. Okay, so we're gonna do. Shut the fuck up and get the fuck out. So what we're gonna do is our last one. I'm still kissing you. Derek Olivers, get it up!
All right. Apparently Joe's going to have a threesome with 2 black chicks. Antonio's coming out with a new flavor. It's called bourbon and cocaine. Nice to see you guys kind of come out and support live comedy. They got you guys packed in pretty good over here. That's good. Every now and again, I'll do a show. There'll be somebody missing here or somebody over there. Before you know it, from my point of view, the crowd looks like a meth head's mouth. Yeah, I know what a meth head's mouth looks like. I used to work at a dentist's office in Hayesville. Relax, relax. I'm only kidding. They don't have dentists there. Friday night, Uncle Roy, let's get drunk, right? Yeah. I know I say that, I'm just drinking beer like a pussy. I kind of have to. I kind of had to lay out the hard liquor for a while. I did for a couple reasons. Number one, I was tired of waking up with penises drawn all over my face. Yeah, because that's what my friends would do to me when I'd pass out. Don't get me wrong, it's funny. The first couple of times, then it started getting a little too good. Started looking less and less like freehand, and more like they were tracing them on there. Yeah, like the chalk outline of a towel racket that was murdered on my cheek. So now I got all my friends calling me Dick Tracy. Now, the main reason I had to lay out the hard stuff for a while, like 2 months ago, I came home, hammered drunk, 3 in the morning, peed the bed. Yeah, my wife was pissed. She wasn't so upset about the fact that she was sleeping in the bed when I peed the bed. She was more angry about the fact that I was standing on the dresser. You got to be careful drinking and driving now, too, man. They'll pull your ass over. They'll give you one of those outdated sobriety tests from like the 50s. You know, stand on one leg, close your eyes, touch your nose. I'm fat and uncoordinated. I can't do any of that shit. You want to see if I'm too drunk to operate heavy machinery? When you pull me over, just pull out your Tinder and start whipping through pictures of chicks. Like, would you fuck her? Would you fuck her? Would you fuck her? Actually, you have the right to remain silent. I got a buddy of mine that's got his 3rd DUI. 3rd DUI! He's going to jail. He's losing his license. We finally had to sit down and have that heart-to-heart talk. I was like, hey, man, can I have all your Dylan's fuel points? He's not going to need them, you know. I went out to the bar last night. Holy shit. We were at the bar last night. There was a bachelorette party. And the bachelorette had a sash with a whole bunch of suckers taped to it. It said, suck for $1. I thought it was pretty funny because like the week before, I saw a homeless guy under a bridge with that same sign. He didn't have any suckers, though. He did have change for a 10, so that was cool. And he got a hot meal out of it, you know, give back. I guess I'll tell you guys a little bit about myself. I had bunk beds growing up. Anybody have bunk beds? Yeah, there you go, man. But I didn't have siblings or friends, so my parents were dicks. Growing up, my dad was an electrician. My mom was a professional housekeeper. I know it sounds a little ridiculous, like you can't really be a professional housekeeper, but I call any lady that's been divorced 3 times and kept the house all 3 times a goddamn professional housekeeper. What else you call that? A broken homemaker is the only other thing I can think of. I just had a birthday too. I just turned 35 years old.
Oh, God.
Yeah. You guys know what I got for my birthday? Extends. Yeah, the pill that makes your weenie get bigger. Yeah, my dad's an asshole. But he did just lose his big toe due to diabetes, so for Christmas, guess who's getting flip-flops? Yeah, and a coupon for 10% off a pedicure. I call and fuck with them all the time now, too. I'm like, hey, Dad, my car's broke down. Can you give me a tow? That son of a bitch. A little bit more. I've had a pretty good week this week. Fucked up day, good week. Like, the first thing that happened to me today, I got up, I went out to my car, somebody broke into my car overnight. Yeah, it felt pretty violated. Like, they went through everything. They went through my glove box, they went through my console, they went through my CDs, but they didn't take any, which means one of us has shitty taste in music. I don't know how it happened. My horoscope said I was going to have a great day. My horoscope told me I was going to have a 5-star day. It said, Aries, 5 stars. Today, you wake up earlier than normal. You accomplish more at work than you ever have before. Domestic tasks become much easier. Tonight, exercise is a great way to expend that extra energy. Really? So my 5-star day means I have to get up earlier than I have to, do more shit at work than I've ever had to do before. Come home, clean the house, and go for a run? Kiss my black ass. Right? Here's my idea of a 5-star day. Aries, 5 stars. Today you wake up to find that your penis has grown 7 inches overnight. Upon celebrating your new 9-inch penis, you decide. Fucking math majors in here, I see. You don't need math, I'm going to tell you that. I mean, you need it, but you don't need it. Like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, you need that. But outside of that, you don't fucking need it. Like the first thing they try to jam in your head as a child is a story problem. Never have I been in one of those situations. Never have me and 2 of my buddies been out in the middle of an apple orchard picking apples, trying to figure out how we're going to divvy this shit up to make it fair. Plus, I wouldn't hang out with guys named Francis or Murray in the first fucking place. Never trust a guy named Murray. That's what my dad always told me. His 2 key pieces of advice. Never trust a guy named Murray. Never buy a blow-up doll from a garage sale. And he's been fucking right every time. The next thing they try to jam in your head is algebra, right? I've never had to solve for X in my entire adult life. I don't know shit about X, okay? I've never had an X-ray. I've never seen The Exorcist. As a matter of fact, the only thing I know about the letter X is I like 2 of them on my beer and 3 of them on my porno. And we're the only country that doesn't use the metric system. Can we get off of that high horse already? I don't know about you folks, I use the metric system at least once a week. At least once a week I buy a liter of vodka, a gram of Coke, and my dick sounds way bigger in centimeters. Not saying it's small, I'm just saying the only way I could gag a chick during a blowjob is if I didn't wash my nuts for 2 weeks. The only way I could wear a Magnum condom is if I washed it in cold water, you know what I mean? I got my phone buzzing at me, I got a text. I can hate text messaging. I hate group texts. I can't stand group texts. I'm going to tell you right now, if you put me in a group text, you're getting a dick pic. That's true, ask my mom. She's like, you take after your dad. I'm like, that's fucking weird. She's like, how do you think I got you? I'm like, I don't know, a stork. Can we drop it? Can you imagine that shit if storks really brought babies? Well, the first time I'd have a girl tell me she was late, I would be building a bird blind in her front yard ready to take the son of a bitch out. I got a buddy of mine who just moved to Detroit. He's like, hey man, when are you going to come visit? I'm like, fucking never. Why not? I'm like, dude, you live on 8 Mile? He's like, no, I live on 13 Mile. I'm like, I'm not coming to visit you, man. You live like 5 miles away from the hood. He's like, you don't understand. In Detroit, everything is mile. For instance, 9 Mile, that's the gay district. It's called Fabulous Falls. I'm like, wow, that means the course of 1 mile, the meaning of the word gangbang changes drastically. Got another friend of mine that's in Chicago. He's like, man, I think we got to move. I'm like, really? Like, you're in a nice area. Why are you wanting to move out of that area of Chicago? He's like, dude, the other day, we had a dead body wash up on our private beach. And I was like, what? You got a private beach? I love this time of year. It's December. I'm a big basketball fan as well as a baseball fan. I'm a huge Lakers fan, believe it or not. I love the Lakers, man. I'm excited about Lonzo Ball. I'm super excited. I hope he ends up being like the next Michael Jordan. I do. I know that's a little lofty for expectations. 6 championships. So I'll just settle for 3 and a murdered father. I've had a pretty good week this week, though, man. I got a new phone this week, which is cool. Sprint had a promotion where if you buy a phone, you get a tablet. So now I got 2 things that don't get any fucking signal. I got a new laptop this week, too. My buddy is like, I got to go with you when you get your laptop. I'm like, all right. He's like, you got to make sure you get all the right programs, the right antivirus. You need to make sure that you get that thing that goes on your lap to separate your laptop from your lap, because those laptops can seriously damage your sperm. I'm like, not nearly as bad as my sperm seriously damaged my last laptop. I went paintballing not too long ago for the first time. That was fun. Yeah. Here's a little tip, though. Apparently in a game of paintball, pistol whipping is illegal. Yeah. Whiniest 8-year-old girl I've ever fucking seen. I'm competitive. I'm in it to win it, bitch. You know what I mean? Happy birthday. So. Had a lot of interesting jobs throughout my life. I sold cars for a long time. I sold used cars. Ugh, right? That was embarrassing almost. I was almost ashamed. Like, I'm still trying to get some of my soul back. And, like, I would find myself lying about what I did for a living. That's when I knew I had to quit. Like, my buddies would be like, hey, Derek, man, I heard you're selling used cars now. And I'd be like, what? No, man, I'm in fucking human trafficking. In my defense, I did work for a Stevens lot, so it was believable. I bartended for a long time, too. Bartending is not an easy job. You get all walks of life in the bar. Like, we used to have this group of Arabic dudes that would come in. They'd only order car bombs. That's fucking sketchy, right? You could always spot the white trash, too. They're like, hey, man, let me get a rum and Shasta. I'm like, we don't fucking have Shasta, man. Oh, hell, just give me a flaming Dr. Thunder and we'll call it good. I'm out here telling you guys jokes. I like to entertain. That wouldn't stop when I would work behind the bar. I'd be telling some stupid, innocent joke to some girl like, what kind of car did Jesus drive? A Chrysler. Ha, 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 right? And it never failed. There was always some idiot, some asshole at the end of the bar, not even involved in the conversation. People like, all right, I got one for you. What do you get when you cross a black feller and a Mexican? I'm like, probably shot and stab or trying to tell a racist joke in a bar when the drink special is 2 for $1 Coronas and Hennessy drinks. I've never done a sitting ovation before.
And he saved the drink.
Yeah!
Ice came out, but no.
And you can't smoke in bars anymore either. That's bullshit, right? Riddle me this, why is smoking illegal but karaoke's perfectly within the rights of the law? I'm just saying I would rather deal with someone's secondhand smoke than listen to 5 sisters, 8 beers deep sing "We Are Family." I would rather get lung cancer. Actually, I would rather get all over cancer than listen to a 350-pound woman sing "Don't You Wish Your Girlfriend Was Hot Like Me." Only to be trumped by her 400-pound blonde friend singing "I'm a Barbie Girl." Pretty sure they never made morbidly obese Barbie. I can see that commercial right now. Morbidly obese Barbie, now with hover round and dream trailer. Morbidly obese Barbie, now with type 2 diabetes, insulin pump sold separately. Morbidly obese Barbie, don't forget to pick up her companion, Black Ken. Wow. Damn, another fucking text message, man. I do like picture texts. Picture texts are cool. Every now and again I'll try and be a little dirty with my wife. I'll be like, hey, you should send me a picture of your pussy. Then she sends me back a picture of myself. Apparently that's just goddamn hilarious, isn't it? Excited about this year. I actually started my New Year's resolution early this year. Today I went to the gym for the first time in 5 years. Yep. Thank you. I finally canceled my fucking membership. $10 doesn't seem like much, but $600 is a fucking lot of money. I'm overweight. I realized that. I found out a little differently than most people do that I was overweight and out of shape. I'm going to level with you folks. Like 3 weeks ago, I got lightheaded jerking off. I did. I got passed out right in the middle of Applebee's. It was a whole big deal. Men and women, we gain weight differently. We really do. Like when men gain weight, what do we get? We get beer guts, right? Or we get love handles. You know what? I was single for most of my 20s. I don't have love handles. I have masturbating straps. What else happens when we gain weight, right? We get boobs. Boobs. We're not supposed to have boobs. Ladies, you may think I'm up here complaining, but how would you feel if you gained 30 pounds and just sprouted a pair of nuts? Just... And all your little girlfriends would come up and flick them too, like, oh, you got some she nuts, Ashley? And you know they do it, because you ladies secretly fucking hate each other. It's not my fault that I'm overweight. I mean, it's my fault in a way, but I do kind of blame desserts a little bit. Like, I love ice cream a lot. I love going to Dairy Queen and getting blizzards and all that shit. I started noticing recently, though, like, all the desserts, like a lot of these ice cream desserts are named after natural disasters. If you really think about it, right? You've got blizzards, you've got brownie earthquakes, you've got tornado shakes, you've got mudslides, you've got McFlurries. All right, I don't know if McFlurry's in the natural disaster category, but it sure feels like there's going to be a disaster after I eat one of those motherfuckers. What are they going to do when they run out of natural disasters? That's all I want to know. Are they going to start using, like, national tragedies? I can't imagine driving through Dairy Queen going, yeah, I'll take the Molten Lava Pearl Harbor Sundae and the Chocolate Challenger Explosion. Like, honey, what? Oh, yeah, could you actually Titanic-size those for me? And the guy's like, sure, that'll be 9/11. Please pull around. You guys are fucking hot. Let's all just get out of here and go to the casino. What do you think? I probably shouldn't go to the casino, actually. I asked my buddy yesterday to go to the casino, and he's like, dude, this is the 3rd time this week you've asked me to go to the casino. I think you have a gambling problem. And I was like, dude, I don't go to the casino because I like to gamble. I go to the casino because I have an Asian fetish. Yeah, you sit at a blackjack table, you'll come out speaking Vietnamese, I swear to fuck. I am happily married too. Sorry, ladies. I'm very happily married, so that makes one of us. Been married for 3 years.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so 6 to go. I don't know how I ended up married, really. I have no game when it comes to the ladies at all. I never did. I tried Match.com for a while. Match.com is a website that will match you up with a mate based on your compatibility. The only thing I had compatible with those chicks is that we were both over 250 with facial hair. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, I like to look around. I like to admire a beautiful woman. I feel like I can do that because I'm going to go home to the only woman that's going to put up with my shit. That's a fact. There ain't no other woman in this bar that's like, God, I just dream of coming home to a man that's passed out with a half a box of fries on his chest. And a half-eaten McDouble on his crotch. Like, that doesn't happen. So I do. I'll look around, right? So me and my buddies, we'll be guys now, we'll be out at the bar, and I'll be like, God damn, man, if I was single, I'd fucking stare at her awkwardly from the corner till she got real creeped out. I remember right before we got married, too, my wife's like, I got a really good idea. I'm like, all right, what's your really good idea? She's like, we should get tattoos of wedding rings around our finger instead of wedding bands. Isn't that brilliant? And I'm like, no, fuck you, that's permanent. I remember the first time I met her mom, it scared the hell out of me. Her mother drove 8 hours from Colorado. She pulls up in the driveway. I go, hey, how you doing? I'm Derek. I'm the one dating your daughter. It's nice to meet you. Her mother looks at me and she goes, my ass hurts. Okay, 8-hour car ride. I get it. Why don't you stretch your legs, have a glass of water, hell, maybe a glass of wine. It's what I should have said. Not what I said. 8-hour car ride, mother pulls in the driveway. How you doing? I'm Derek. I'm dating your daughter. Nice to meet you. She said, my ass hurts. I look right at her dad. I'm like, way to go, buddy. I've been trying to put it out for 3 years. How the fuck do you do that? Like road anal's a thing. We just got a dog too recently. That's been loving and awesome. I wanted to give you an example. James kind of hit on it earlier, but we're sitting on the couch, right? Me, my wife, and the dog. One big, loving, happy family, right? Until the dog decides to hop off of the couch, looks right at me in front of the TV, and just drops a deuce right there. I lost it. I said, that's it. I'm done with this dog. I've had it with this dog. I'm disowning this dog. I don't want anything else to do with this dog. And my wife, she's one of those. She goes, you can't disown that dog. That dog is your family. I'm like, really? Because I'm pretty sure my Uncle John decided to come over and take a nice hot steamer in front of the TV. We ain't fucking speaking to him anymore either. My mother-in-law's been in town for the last fucking 4 or 5 days. It's been bliss. I've had to watch the show House Hunters. You guys familiar with that? Yeah. For those of you that aren't, let me fill you in. It's a spoiled couple. They'll be like, this is Steve and Samantha. They're looking for their first home in a neighborhood of $382,000. Starter home, right? Like Samantha needs to find a home with a pool so she can sit back and relax while a complete stranger raises her children for her. So they show the house, and she's like, I love the crown molding. I love all the storage in the basement. They open the back door. No pool. Loses her shit. There's no pool. I told you I had to have a pool. I had to fire your ass. I need a pool. And I'm like, you spoiled little bitch. Do that show on my budget, right? This is Derek. He's looking for a house in a neighborhood of $42,000. Derek's hoping to find a home with all the copper wiring still intact.
Amen.
He's also looking for a house in a neighborhood with as few sex offenders as possible. I've got to get out of here pretty quick. I will say I do have one thing for sale. You guys don't feel obligated to buy it. I just had T-shirts made up. They make great Christmas gifts. It just says, I'm happily married, so that makes one of us. So I've got them all the way from small all the way up to triple extra large. Makes a great T-shirt to wear if your fucking spouse drags you to couples counseling. So
Usually, it's cool because usually Friday night's our date night. So I'm really happy I'm with you guys. You have no idea. Usually Friday's our date night. We'll go out, we'll go to dinner, we'll go to the movies, or go bowling, or whatever boring shit there is to do in Kansas, right? A couple weeks ago, we're at dinner, and my wife, we get our food, my wife's like, oh my God, honey, you really got to try this. I'm like, really? I know what that fucking means. That means you want like half the food off of my plate, but I'll play ball, right? So she's like, honey, we get to dessert. She goes, honey, you have to try this. And it's better than sex. I'm like, I hope you mean with other people. And she's like, no, seriously, this is amazing. It's like an orgasm in your mouth. I'm like, then get it out of my face. And I'm pretty sure you're a liar. Because if that strawberry cheesecake is really like an orgasm in your mouth, I'm pretty sure you're going to spit it right back out on the plate. Thank you very much, guys. I'm Derek Oliver.
So that's the show. We got Joe here still. I don't want to make him think he doesn't.
No, Derek Aldridge.
Something to say?
Yeah, Derek Aldridge. Hey, give it up for Derek. He shredded, didn't he? Was that still what you think? Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, we need to count the other videos and motherfucker. I hope you guys have had a good time. And we hope you check out Sugar's Office podcast, please. We've been live all night, so you can go back and watch yourselves or watch these fuckers all on stage tonight. Elijah?
Yeah. You ready? You got something? You want me to start talking?
Say so.
All right. Everybody, give it up for yourselves. Give it up for Uncle Royce. Give it up for all your comedians. Jay Shanice, James Howe, Erica Prophet. Keep it going. We got to talk about everybody. Nathan Roach, Derek Elders, Casey Quick. Everybody get over Casey. Coming up here on the first time. Joe Smith right here. Everybody get over him hosting. He's never done this before in his life. That's all right. That fall was fucking great. No shit. Seriously, you just fell flat on your ass in front of everybody. And the thing is, it wasn't even that loud. It's just all of your movements were loud enough to distract them.
I want to explain this. I got all excited, and I was backstepping, and shit got in the way. And you know what? I didn't even see what my dick. There was a little bit of motherfucker. But you know what? When you get 56 years old, motherfuckers, you get good at your shit. I'm going to tell you what. Let me give you a little coaching advice. Motherfuckers, you are young, and when you get old, do not fart because you might shit yourself. And there you go, too. When you get all fucked up, shit happens, and you just fall down, and you just get back up and run, you know? I'll tell you what. My whole thing in life is you guys have a great 2018. Please watch the podcast. And we love all our comedians. Our local comedians, we're going to have them all on the podcast. Every one of them. Elijah, Reagan, Mikey, the black ladies over there. You are definitely going to be on the podcast. You're going to kill me later. Shit, I got money. Shit, come on.
I didn't say Erica Prophet. Everybody get Erica Prophet too. She's okay. And also, is Jeremy still in here? Jeremy Yoder right here. He's somebody, he just recently quit comedy. He gave up. He's not funny enough. And so now he just sits and watches like a fucking tool. You should start doing comedy again because you were funny. We fucking miss you. Everybody get up for Jeremy as well. Alright, now, for this part of the show, we're done donating to children. We're passing around a bucket. This is money for comedians. Comedians live off of money just like you do. We're normal people. Nobody knew. No, hold on, Joe. Hold on. Your breath smells like rollers. I know it's a fine bourbon, but it still smells weird when mixed with cigarettes and old age. Wichita Children's Home. Fucking make a donation over there. Kurt, how about we just keep that fucking bucket open after the show? Let's go ahead and do those coupons. Why not? All right, so after tonight, Keep in mind, if you come here and you make a donation into that fucking bucket, you can put in onesies, you can put in jackets, you can put in diapers, you can put in anything that children need. Yeah, there's a list on the thing. If you can read, hopefully, Morgan did you right and you know how to read so far. What?
Okay, if you go right now, I will match this gentleman's fucking 2 for 1. You can have no ones. I'll pay for the other one. Okay, so if you want to get in on this, go down to the Wichita Children's Fund, right? Wichita Children's Fund. Right now, I might be fucked up. Wichita, shut the fuck up. Wichita Children's Fund right now. And you get 2 dinners for free. How about that? That's a hell of a deal. Give $10. Give $10 to the Wichita Children's Home right now, and you get 2 free dinners here. So what's that?
All right. Everybody heard that deal? Sure. I don't know where I was whenever I was talking now. But fuck it. Donate to some fucking kids. You like sad kids? No. Fucking put some shit in the box. Come here tomorrow, put a fucking jacket in there, and then you'll get 2 coupons. Both 50% off when you buy 1 entree. Get your shit for free. This guy will match it. I don't know how. His spider senses are just going to tingle and know that you fucking donated, and he's going to come walking in the door. Tonight only. Okay. Anyway, we're passing around this fucking tip jar. Put money in it so that people have fucking gas money. Give it up for your fucking self. Have fun. Drink more. Come down to yours. Spend your money. If you spend your money in your house, then you're a fucking asshole. That's what Kurt told me to say. That's what Kurt told me to say. So here we go. Another round of fucking fun comedy nights here at Uncle. Everybody, thank you so much for doing this. I love being here. I love being with my friends here. There's nothing better than getting drunk with a bunch of inbreds. So fucking get it out for yourselves. I'm just fucking with you over people that aren't laughing. This chick, she's like, I'm too hot to be inbred. It's like, oh, I'm in makeup's magic, so who knows? There we go. Again, thank you guys so much. Give it up for yourselves. We're going to pass the thing around. Put in $1 or whatever if you feel so happy. Thank you so much.
Give it up for Eli. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody who came out tonight. And DJ Michael Clayton, who finished out the night for us. Again, thank you.
Hey!